I am past this. She accepted the White House's apology live on CNN, said, I have gotten past a lot in my life. Her father was murdered, and justice was never served, and she admitted it affected her. How could it not?
Yeah, exactly.
And instead of dwelling on that and remaining a wronged and a bad person,
A wounded soul.
instead she turns it into a teachable moment, as the White House might say it, to explain to everybody this isn't about the color of your skin. This is about the opportunities you've had. And she has devoted the rest of her life to helping poor people of every race. And somebody edited a videotape to absolutely throw her under the bus of the whole world.
And the bus ran on, and the bus was driven, in this case, by the Obama administration, which has got to be the greatest irony of all time.
And the NAACP had the unedited version. Here is now, and we've talked about Glenn Beck enough. I don't usually do that around here, but in this case, Glenn Beck never aired any of this video. So you say whatever you want. Glenn Beck's not up in the middle of this thing. Here is the videotape, which was at biggovernment.com from Andrew Breitbart. I don't know who edited it. I don't know how he got it. I know the stories of it, but I don't know. Here's the tape.
He took a long time talking, but he was trying to show me he was superior to me. I know he was close, but he had to tell me what happened. What he didn't know while he was taking all that time trying to show me he was superior to me was I was trying to decide the time I check out and look at him. I was struggling with the fact that so many black people have lost their farmland. And here our faith was that when they have a white person say their land. So I didn't give him the full force of what I could do.
The edited version. Of course, in the end, what she did was save his farm, and that farmer, that was 24 years ago, that incident. 24 years, and that farmer, who's in his 80s, has now come forward to say, she saved my farm. And her point was, from that moment and other moments, I learned I'm here to help poor people, not a people of a certain color. So the unedited version, which was in the possession of the NAACP the whole time, oh, here's that.
I was struggling with the fact that so many black people have lost their farmland, and here our faith was that when they have a white person save their land. So I didn't give him the full force of what I could do. I did enough so that when I assumed the Department of Agriculture had said it to me, either that or the Georgia Department of Agriculture, and he needed to go back and report that I did try to help him. So I took him to a white lawyer that we had attended some of the training that we had provided, because Chapter 12 bankruptcy had just been enacted for the family farmer. So I figured if I take him to one of them, that his own kind would take care of him. That's when it was revealed to me that y'all, it's about poor versus those who have. And not so much about white. It is about white and black, but it's not, it opened my eyes.
And she went on to say she spent the rest of her life helping poor people. And that's the reason she's in the Department of Agriculture, and the first woman of color in her position in the state of Georgia ever. And yesterday, somebody made her pull over on the side of the road to resign because they thought she said something she did not. And the White House has not answered all of the questions. Senior White House correspondent Major Garrett did his best in the briefing room today. Wow, Major.
Well, Shepard, here are the headlines. First of all, a disservice was done, an apology is owed. That's what Robert Gibbs came to this briefing room to tell the nation and to tell Shirley Sherrod. He did that. He also said Secretary of Agriculture Vilsack is trying to get in touch with her to apologize and quite possibly to talk about her future, which might include reemployment at the Department of Agriculture. He said the president has yet to call. He may call in the future, and the president may address this entire situation for all of us to hear in the coming days. What the White House press secretary did not tell us is who here at the White House was consulted about the original decision to seek the dismissal of Shirley Sherrod, or who reversed that entire process and placed a phone call from here at the White House late last night instructing the Department of Agriculture to review all this data, basically start from scratch, and quite possibly bring Shirley Sherrod back into the fold of the Agriculture Department. Those details simply not gettable at today's briefing. I think what Robert Gibbs came out here to do today was a strategy of apologize and also to say everyone in this situation blew it. The media blew it, the White House blew it, and the NAACP blew it. He said everyone overreacted. There's a frenzied culture in America right now. News, politics, and administrations, in this case this one, get wrapped up in it. And he also tried to say very repeatedly said that the White House did not overreact because of any anxiety and or fear about dealing with an issue of racial sensitivity or insensitivity. There are many questions in that, phrased many different ways. In each and every instance, Robert Gibbs deflected. Jeff?
The victim in this case, Major, says that it was her understanding from the phone that the pressure was coming from the White House. Do you have what you believe to be a definitive answer on whether that is or is not the case?
The only answer we have, given repeatedly at the podium today, is that Robert Gibbs has no personal knowledge of that, is not aware of that. That's what we have. And the statement on the record from the Agriculture Secretary, Tom Vilsack, that he did not do it. But Cheryl Cook, the Deputy Undersecretary at the Department of Agriculture, is the woman identified by Shirley Sherrod as the one who told her the White House was involved. That's Shirley Sherrod's point of view. That is her publicly stated impression of what happened. In all the supportive and apologetic statements from the White House today directed at Ms. Sherrod, that is one area the White House simply will not address.
Yeah. Major Garrett at the White House on a quite extraordinary day there. Major, good luck and thank you as always for your fine work there. All right, here's what we've done. In case there is any question in your mind about any of this and you'd like to read further about all this, the entire video of Shirley Sherrod's speech of redemption and recovery and helping the poor in the wake of her awful realities in the past, all laid out at foxnews.com. You can look at the link there. Senior White House correspondent Major Garrett, as I mentioned, has all the information there for you, and we'll continue to follow it throughout the day. Well, now to what is a developing and still very much unclear story.